Welcome back, Pillars, to another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. We are your magnificent hosts, Daniel, Sam, and Taylor B. So, starting today's episode, I'm just gonna ask you guys, how you guys been, man? It's been a second, we haven't been met up in a little bit. Sam, how's the leg, man? How's everything going?
It's it turned out to be one of those trick knees that, like, when it rains or it gets cold, I instantly know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Other than that, as long as I don't do anything dumb or like run, I'm fine.
That's good, I guess.
Just don't move.
Yeah, pretty much just sit my ass down in a chair and don't move.
My boy's still bedridden, even with a clean bill of health.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Daniel? How's everything looking? Everything straight? Everything Gucci in life?
No, not at all. But
sorry to hear.
But I'm gonna keep the faith. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay, all right.
The people that need to know about it know about it.
If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here, man.
I just want to tell people, don't leave. It's my fault.
All right, well, starting off first, obviously, there's been a lot of movie news this week. I don't know if it was this week was supposed to be trailer week or last week. I'm going to assume this week because a lot of trailers came out. First and foremost, MCU has been talked about a lot on this podcast, and the Black Widow trailer just dropped. There's been a lot of talk about it, but overall, for me, myself, personally, I thought it was pretty good. The only gripe I had was for Taskmaster's costume. Wasn't really feeling the mask, but I have hope that maybe it's like a beginning costume and maybe he survives the movie and then like he gets another costume at the end and he might come back again, because he's kind of one of those reoccurring villains for like everybody, What about you guys?
I told everybody when Stranger Things ended that the Russians took Hopper. I know you made the joke about it, but it looks like it's kind of true. One way or another, it's true.
Yeah, it looks like Hopper's going to be the Red Guardian, huh? The Russians took him to give him that super soldier serum.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
They're like, we saw what we did to 11. We can do the same thing to you.
But I'm wondering, with the movie itself, will they actually go into Black Widow and show that, yeah, she's pretty much a super soldier herself?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was hoping for, too. I wanted to really know if she had superpowers or if she was just Russian.
Well, in the comics, she has this form of the super soldier serum that the Russians had after they stole it from the Americans. But in the movies, it's never established that, her and Captain America are pretty much the same. It's just, she's this badass spy. When in reality, she's this way because she has like above average human feats she can accomplish because of the serum.
I was assuming that they're probably going to get it into a little bit of the history and the past of Wonder Woman. Oh my God, Black Widow, because we're going to see her sister and a couple other characters from her past. So I'm assuming we're going to get some backstory besides the fact that it also takes place between Civil War and Infinity War, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like we'll just get a little bit of details about her life, which is, good. I'm sure everybody wants to know some of her backstory. We got a little bit of it in Avengers Age of Ultron, where we kind of saw her at the little academy or whatever, where she was trained, to be a spy. But we obviously didn't get a huge, arc on that. So it'll be nice to kind of get some details from her past, meet some people from her past, and then see kind of what, she's kind of been through and had to endure in order to become the person we knew her as. And I'm still holding out faith that there's going to be like some one of those, comic book ways to bring somebody back to life.
Yeah, I didn't surprise she had a sister. I didn't know. I was like, it's about to be the family fight. It's about to be legit.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see too if they kind of go into all the Black Widows or just, the one or a couple maybe of them, instead of like the whole like, this was like a whole like organization thing dedicated to doing deeds. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's always good to have another installment into the MCU. If anything, I think this is just going to help it because it's kind of like laying more foundation, I guess, for it. But it won't be until we get like the next like coming like afterwards for these movies. That's when we'll really find out if like the MCU is headed up or headed down. I don't really think the Black Widow is going to be the movie to like make or break the MCU, or even give like kind of like a, this is the direction that the MCU is going in as far as like falling or rising. It's just going to be like, it's Black Widow, cool, make a bunch of money and then move on to the next one.
I do have a fear though that these are going to turn into the Fast and Furious type things where it's going to be 20 different movies just to make up the first three, and then to go back and forth between other series. That's what I'm really afraid of about these movies. Like, just give me a plot, story, condense, and tell it.
Yeah, I don't need all these flashbacks. I'm not too concerned about it.
That's what's gonna happen though. For real, let's be honest. It's gonna be nothing but flashbacks. I feel like from this point on, it's gonna be a lot of flashbacks about other heroes and the past actions and whatnot.
We've been not ever get a Spider-Man movie where he just had that regular ass costume on the whole time.
Oh no. I feel like what Marvel should have done is how they do in comics all the time and revamp. Just hit the reset
Rather
button.
than like just continuing forward like they're doing, just hit a reset button. I
Yeah,
could see that
or
too.
alternate universes. You know, you have Earth 616. You can just say everybody we have right now is a part of Earth 616.
That probably would have been the best route to take, honestly. So
Yeah,
they can just do one-offs for like whatever character. Like somebody comes up with a great story, like, oh, I want this guy to play Captain America or whatever, and like, all right, cool, we can do that one-off. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Alternate universe.
Because
Fine.
what they're gonna have to do now is every movie they put out is gonna be part of the same universe, unless they do like they did the X-Men movies and have different timelines.
Which was like low key brilliant. Even though it wasn't my
Well,
favorite movie, it was
they
brilliant.
didn't pull the alternate timelines off like right for me because they didn't explain it. You know?
That was the only thing. That was the only
Yeah,
thing. They never explained it, but I'd like the creativity behind the idea of it. You
yeah,
know, it wasn't just like, oh, we're just gonna travel back in time. It was like
yeah.
due to Kitty Pryde's powers and her being able to, phase people back into their old bodies, just because like mutants advance, their powers advance over time, they evolve or whatever, and this is what her power had evolved into.
Yeah.
So then she was able to do this for him, and he could handle it because of his regenerative powers, and just like the complexities of
Well,
that
let's be
was
honest.
great.
The only reason why they did that was because when they made the new series, they're like, "Oh crap, we messed up the timeline a little. We need a cover."
Now we got kids that are freaking somehow in their 20s, even though they've been in the movies for the last 30 years.
Yep.
But keeping it in the realm of superhero movies, Henry Cavill allegedly teases possibilities of a Man of Steel 2. It's more or less people are not certain if he's saying that he can't give information about the future of Superman because he's not a part of it and there is no future of Superman right now for him, or because he's like under obligations to not say anything about of the future of Superman because legalities and stuff.
I feel like they should stop trying with Superman.
I I feel like they just haven't got it right.
If Superman makes for a boring movie,
Yikes, that's a hot take for you right there. A boring movie.
it is. If Superman makes
Culture
for.
being culture, we have all the hot takes, ladies and gentlemen.
Think about it. You know what Superman's gonna do.
Yeah, he's gonna win eventually. Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
knows
he's
that.
gonna win. You know he's damn near indestructible. Indestructible. I mean,
Hold on now. Hold on. Hold the brakes 1 second real quick. He's not always gonna win, at least not by himself. And then in the movies that they have done things in the movies that have definitely ruined like the Superman heard a bomb in a room full of people and didn't think to just, hey, let me just grab this and take this out of here, or let me just cover my body with this, or cover my body over this thing. He just let everybody die. Superman would not do that.
but I feel like as a fan, I'm just like I've seen Superman rewritten, given new powers, ignore powers. At the end of the day, you just know Superman's gonna win and he's gonna be the savior. You know, he doesn't have to go through. He's like Goku with anime. You just know he's not gonna go through any developmental changes during the movie.
Hold on now. Hold on now. I'm not gonna let you disrespect Goku like that. We gonna have to box. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
It's
Now go on about Superman.
it's minimal character development. Like during Batman v Superman, what development was there for him? Other than I'm not gonna kill Batman because his mom's the same name as my mom.
Well, you got a point there, I guess.
What
But
I mean, what does he go through during the movies?
Well, I think that's the problem with the movies is that they are not necessarily they're not a direct sequel to Superman itself, even regardless of how bad or good, arguably the first movie Man of Steel was. Batman versus Superman and Justice League are not direct sequels to Superman. They are story. I mean, Batman versus Superman is not even is more a Batman movie in my opinion than it is a Superman movie, but it's also just the foundation of the Justice League, basically.
All right, but let's look at the Superman movies we've been given since like 2000s. We were given Man of Steel, right?
right.
And then we were given that other Superman movie.
If you talk about Superman Returns,
Yeah, that one. And what have those movies taught us? We're either going to get a cheesy Superman movie or we're going to get something we're going to fall asleep while watching. And both of them were along the lines of, I'm going to take a nap.
I feel like it would make the whole series a lot better if they put Darkseid in it, at least.
my thing with Superman though is that like when you really think about like character development, it's like so for example the series Smallville, right? That is Superman's character development. When he's out there being Superman at that point, I think that recently came out. Is there even a Superman Year One like comic, or is there only Batman Year
I
One?
don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't fuck with soups like that anymore.
Well, that's kind of my point. Is that like Superman has been discovering these powers and learning to control them and all that stuff since he was a kid. Batman went to go train as like a teenager or whatever, and then like he's a grown man, decided to fight crime or whatever, right? But the thing about Superman is he's been dealing with this stuff since he was a kid, probably doing things that are obviously abnormal since he was a little boy. maybe saving people from fire, saving people from car accidents, doing whatever the hell he was doing around the world or in his town, wherever he was at,
Just
right?
think the opposite of that one movie where the kid got the superpowers, but he
Yeah,
was evil.
opposite of Brightburn.
Yeah, basically. Right? So when he's at the time he's an adult, he's probably already mastered most of his powers. He already knows how to use them all. So there's not really much more growth he has at that point. He's already a man. He's established. I mean, Man of Steel. He was already Clark Kent, of course. He's always Clark Kent. But he was already working at the was it the Daily Bugle? That's where he works or whatever. Not no, that's
The Daily
the
Planet.
Daily Planet. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he was already Superman. He just hadn't fought. I mean, this is his first like major villain because they were also people from Krypton. That was like the biggest thing. Like, oh, he's fighting other Kryptonians. But there's not really much to build on besides like his relationship with Lois Lane, and then like him being a leader. If you consider him the leader of the Justice League, I guess that's all there really is to build on.
It's also how they make him fight. He just punches everything. If you look at the difference between like DC and Marvel movies, Iron Man, even though he's a grown ass man in the suit, goes through a lot of character
Well,
development.
there's a lot to work on there though. That's also the
Yeah, there's a lot to work on Soups too, because you got to remember, at one point, Soups took over the world. You have multiple
you
storylines.
have to then you have to go with that storyline though. If you're going with like just a generic DC storyline,
That's the
we're
thing.
not going to get those interesting stories from Superman.
And that's what they've been doing with Superman. It's generic DC storylines. It's a generic storyline. Superman meets bad guy. Superman beats bad guy. That's all we get. Nothing like we don't really get to see the rise and fall of a hero because Superman's already at top. It's like watching a god on screen. Who wants to watch a god on screen?
That's exactly why I thought Captain Marvel was such a terrible addition to the Avengers. She came out there and just
I would agree.
everything. Okay.
I don't want to watch someone who gets a power and is instantly good with it. Give me someone who has
Yeah.
to struggle,
I was just gonna say real quick, that's kind of the interesting thing about the whole Henry Cavill thing, because that kind of brought up Zack Snyder, and if the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League actually exists, and he snapped a picture with like this vault of like for a film or whatever, and said that the Zack Snyder cut does indeed exist, and said like 90% of the footage that he has hasn't even been seen, and supposedly that's also the version that we were gonna get the black suit Superman, and he was gonna be bad. I mean, he was kind of bad in the first one, but he was actually gonna have the black suit and all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe one day we might actually get it. Maybe it'll leak or
We
something.
get a Superman with a character development.
Some actual struggle.
But he wouldn't be very super then if he struggled though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, even then, the Christopher Reeve Superman was really good for me, at least, because he struggled a little. Our Superman has no struggles.
I mean, Christopher Reeves was struggling.
Wow.
Whoa, man! I was trying to avoid
Yeah.
that.
You
But
just
oh
want to
well,
go there.
it's out there now.
Make fun of
Oh,
religions, make
Lord,
fun of the
forgive me.
disabled.
Listen to a little too much
Put yourself in
Eminem, there,
timeout.
buddy.
Oh,
He
man.
has a point.
But I see what you're saying though. It's boring in that sense of like he's just OP. There's no real struggle or like fight. Like the first movie, the only real struggle he had was I don't want to kill these guys. That's all it was. But he ended up doing it anyways because he was either killed the Kryptonian or let these people die.
Did they ever show like how he learned? Oh, I have eye beams, or did he automatically knew how he
I
did it?
don't think in that movie it did. I think it had like a couple scenes of his childhood, and then it was like he was already doing stuff as he wasn't even Superman. He was in regular clothes and like saved these guys off of an oil rig in the middle of the ocean. So he was just like kind of doing stuff.
Feeling his way through the powers, I can see that.
You know what I want? I want a Superman. When I saw Doomsday and Batman vs Superman, the monster they made of him, I was like, all right, they about to get pieced up in this bitch. Like, this is
That
it.
was also terrible. That was a terrible idea.
They're finna have to give me a part 2 because there ain't no way in hell they finna just beat him in the next 10 minutes.
Hell no.
Doomsday lasted 10 fucking minutes.
I can't believe Doomsday came out in Batman versus Superman, and they had the nerve to bring out old boy Steppenwolf for just the first Justice League movie. If you don't get this, man,
And then they watered down Steppenwolf too.
yeah, that was
I like it the animated DC because they get their ass whooped and they have to come back,
for
regroup,
real.
think about how they're gonna do this, and then go out there and win
Character
the day.
development, all that.
Yeah. The movies, nah. I think the only one that had any sort of character development in the movies was Wonder Woman.
Shazam, that was definitely some character development in Shazam too.
I mean, the Justice League, yeah, Shazam, he had a lot of character development. That was a good movie, though.
Yeah.
Aquaman was good in the single,
sure.
but that's why I was saying, like, earlier last year, they should have done the singles first.
Yeah. They should have done all of the solos first and then the team up, just like Marvel did. But for whatever reason they're like Suicide Squad. All right, Suicide Squad didn't do the best, but let's go on with the Justice League now.
You think they're gonna retcon everything and just reboot it?
That's what it seems. I mean, Ben Affleck seems like he's out of here.
I wouldn't retcon Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman and Aquaman shouldn't be retcon. They're good by themselves.
I think they're gonna keep them. That's my idea personally. I think they're gonna keep some of it and then change some of the things because I know like Wonder Woman's movie's coming out next year, I believe. I think Aquaman 2 is on the way, but I don't know if it's like started filming or anything or it's official yet. They're still supposed to be making Flashpoint, and then the only thing that's holding him back is like the Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts supposedly, and then Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. Batman and Superman are the only two people that are supposedly like at this moment right now. They're not like officially. There's no official like plans to add them into new movies or for them to have their own movies. Nothing about Ben Affleck and nothing about Henry Cavill.
The beautiful thing about the Justice League and the Avengers both is the cast is so big, they don't need everybody there. We had Marvel movies without everybody there. We can have a DC movie without everybody there.
And I think that's kind of what is gonna like start happening for like superhero movies in general. I think once we kind of get away from these like the main cast of it all, like kind of like how we're doing already right now, right? I mean, you're kind of trying to centralize the focus on a new set, like for the MCU, for example, right? It seems like the new focus will probably be like Black Panther, Spider-Man, and then Captain Marvel, right? These are like our new kind of go-to heroes, and I guess Thor's still there. So I mean, that's kind of a big name too. But you want to start focusing on these new characters, and if you do that, it's way easier to focus on like even other characters outside of that. It's like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and whoever, and not just necessarily build them up on them and make them mega stars and oh, this guy demands like so much money for his role or whatever, but just like it kind of makes it easier to spread the wealth around so that you don't have to pay the actors as much, and it's just like a high fluctuation of like all these movies coming in. It's like, all right, well, I don't have to just make these Iron Man movies anymore. I can make a movie about Spider-Man or Ant-Man or this person or Luke Cage or whoever they want to at that point. And then it becomes more of like a all right, who wants this job?
Yeah. We've seen Batman done so many times. We've seen Superman done so many times. Wonder Woman had her own TV show. I just want something that's actually interesting to watch for once.
Well, if you want something interesting, look no further than the Planet of the Apes reboot by Disney. Oh God, I don't see that coming. I definitely didn't see that coming.
Nah, that's because nobody asked for it.
I was good with the last three they made.
I thought the last three were good, and didn't the last one just come out in like 2017
or something like that? Yeah, that shit was.
I think it was 16.
Yeah, and they're talking about making the next one, and they're talking about making the next one like in like 2 years or something like that.
What else can you do?
I got it.
You can continue the story, I'd say, but redo it.
Remember the Planet 8 movie in the early 2000s when he went back into time,
space and all that is bullshit.
Yeah, and he landed at the Lincoln Memorial, but Lincoln was a chimp and he was surrounded.
Yeah, like he like went to like an alternate dimension.
Right there, boom, got it.
Yeah,
money.
Money. We picking it up right where we left off. Where's Mark Wahlberg? Oh my God. Also this week, the Mulan trailer dropped. You guys check that out?
I did check that out. I've actually been waiting for that movie. I was wondering where it was going to be because they started off with, I think, was Lion King and Aladdin. They were the first ones. I didn't see any of those because I'm not interested. But I'm actually kind of interested in seeing this Mulan one, though.
The only one I've actually seen is Dumbo, and that movie was garbanzo beans.
I've seen every one of them but Dumbo. Aladdin was the shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I heard Aladdin was pretty good.
Yo, Aladdin was good.
I just have the one biggest question about Mulan is who's going to play Mushu?
They're not doing Mushu.
No Mushu.
Oh, never mind. I'm not watching it.
Well, they said they want to do like the actual story of Mulan, like the actual folktale.
Are they gonna cut her head off too?
I don't know if they're gonna get to that part.
That would be
nah, they're not gonna let that happen.
Wild boy.
But they said the songs and the characters and how they're portrayed, they want to be respectful to Chinese culture, so they're not gonna.
Like they're actually doing like martial arts and swordplay, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be an actual Mulan like fight movie with the story, of course, but it's not gonna be the Mushu Eddie Murphy extravaganza.
Yeah, get Eddie Murphy out here and bring out Mike Tyson because martial arts and Mike Tyson kind of go hand in hand with another guy like Ip Man. That's a great franchise. Speaking of which, Ip Man 4 is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Ip Man 4, you heard it here first. Maybe. I don't know. You might have already known, but in case you heard it here first, Ip Man 4, the trailer is dropped. Looks like he's coming over to America to teach some kung fu.
No. It's Wing Chun.
Wing Chun.
It wasn't kung fu. until Bruce Lee did it. Which reminds me though, because I didn't even realize I'd seen Bruce Lee in every movie until I saw him, and I
Yeah.
was like, wait. When did they introduce him?
He's actually going to be. It looks like he's going to be a bigger part in this movie. I don't think this is like. I think only the first. I don't know if any of these movies are historically accurate for the actual person.
They said after the first movie,
It went off the
starts to
rails.
stray.
Okay,
Yeah, it went
all
off rail.
I thought so, but I just wasn't sure though. But they're entertaining though, and I think Donnie Yen says this is going to be his like last major martial arts film. So
Yeah.
it's
I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw it on Facebook, the trailer. I saw Donnie Yen, then I read underneath it, Ip Man 4, and I kept scrolling.
Oh wow. Well, see, for me, It Man has just like it's not the best movie like plot or story wise. Don't keep in mind, but the action scenes are fucking magnificent. Like
It's because they're actually doing it.
Donnie Yen is so amazing. Like just I can watch any Ip Man fight scene over and over. Like when I was a little kid, well not like little kid, like teenager, I would go back and like go on YouTube and look up like the top 10 greatest Star Wars lightsaber fights or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Nowadays, I'll be like top 10 Ip Man fights, you know, him fighting Mike Tyson, him in the first, like just the cool stuff he did to different people. And it's just like, this is amazing, fam. Dang, like, man, this man just kicked somebody upside the head and put his pinky on the ground and just doing all this crazy stuff, man. And my favorite fight obviously was like him versus like the 10 karate guys. And like he like gets one guy like full like rolls over and breaks his arm in one go, and then the one guy he like stomps on his leg and like freaking breaks it the opposite. Oh my! It was just It Man super dope. Check it out if you haven't. They're all on Netflix. The fourth movie's probably gonna be on Netflix too. So you know when it comes out, make sure you guys give Donnie Yen some.
I saw the last one in theaters.
Yeah, there was an
It Man 3 for real.
Yeah.
But
Oh wow! You know, props to them. It might come out in the movie theaters. Then you know, keep your eyes out.
side note, I could see Taylor in the schoolyard during recess, like playing karate,
Every kid was like
or
that.
like Dragon Ball Z or some shit like that.
I used to play Power Rangers at recess, so
Same thing.
you're not too far off. And I actually got in trouble for it one time, but that's a story for another time. So we're done with the movie shows that came out this week. But just last bit of movie news. Today actually, if you guys are maybe hearing this, Monday, we're recording on a Friday, so on Monday, the trailer for Ghostbusters movie, the new Ghostbusters movie's coming out. Paul Rudd's in it, and a bunch of like the original cast is in it, and I think it's called Ghostbusters Afterlife, if I'm not mistaken. So
Oh god,
make sure you guys keep your eyes.
Is that going to be? It's the chicks again, but they're just adding in the other characters.
It's an original.
you know,
cast film.
I'm gonna say something that's controversial that no one else seems to think. The one with the women in it wasn't that fucking bad.
It wasn't terrible to me either.
People who love their nostalgia. Hold on, I don't like this because they changed the attitude.
The only thing that I didn't like about the movie, personally, because I've seen it and I thought it was pretty funny. It's like it's a Ghostbusters movie. I don't care. Ghostbusters has never been like my thing. Like, oh my gosh, like I really want to be a Ghostbuster or something. You know, like it's never been my thing like that. But the only thing I didn't enjoy about the movie was that they made like the male, like I guess like support role. He was like super dumb. Like super dumb.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop.
I told you.
How many times like there's a female support role and for her fucking looks or she's not at all. Like that's the thing. That's it. Like that was the fucking point of that. Was to like see how you got to portray us in fucking movies, so we're gonna do you the same thing how you like it.
But other than that though, I thought the movie was like it was definitely funny. I think all those the female actresses that were in that movie, they're very talented.
Oh yeah, no, it was fucking hilarious. It's just people like why
it was
do
like half the cast from fucking Bridesmaids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That movie's great.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy is always funny, no matter what movie she's in.
Leslie Jones was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how did people? The only reason why people didn't like that shit was because it was an all-female cast, and the original Ghostbusters were men.
Yeah,
but that's a tangent for like another time
for sure. Oh, and last but not least, I totally skipped over this because I'm not a huge fan of this, but 007, No Time to Die. The trailer came out. Go ahead and give that. Check that out if you guys want.
I forgot those were movies.
Yeah.
What's the new Bond girl?
Yeah, for real. It's still Daniel Craig. But there's still. But he says this is his last movie.
The Bond girl.
Oh, like
yeah, she's in the movie. I've seen. Yeah. She's in the trailer.
Who is it?
I don't know her actual name, but I definitely saw her.
There's two girls, but I don't know which one is the actual chick. Though.
It's the black woman.
No, I think. Are you talking about? What are you trying to say, Sam?
The Bond girl. Every James Bond movie has a girl. Like Halle Berry was a Bond girl.
Oh, that's what you mean, Bond girl.
Okay,
yeah. So I didn't know if it was the black woman or the white woman. I'm not sure. I didn't really. It was a teaser, so it was like not really specific in like the detail of like the scenes and stuff, and there wasn't like much talking, if any at all, if I remember. But so I'm not sure, but I'm sure like if you look up like the plot or something, that's there. But just for any possible Bond fans out there, I really don't know who's a James Bond fan. Besides like my brother, and the only movie I like that I know he likes is From Russia with Love, because that's a movie, right?
I would hope so.
Because he says he likes to make this joke at a bar and says, "I like my alcohol like I like my women," or whatever, some shit like that. Like it's a stupid joke. Anyway, oh right, White Russian. That's what the drink is. So that's like the joke. Like I like my drinks like I like my. Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. Anyway, moving on from there. Let's go into sports, guys. Especially Daniel, since you are a Panthers fan. What's up with your team, boy?
I don't want to get into it, man. It really cuts deep to me that we lost our coach here, Ron Rivera. Actually, we didn't lose him; just Cam got him fired. Let's be honest here.
You think it's Cam's fault?
Well, yeah, because if you look at Ron Rivera's record before Cam got hurt, he was like 20 games over 500, and he was a stellar coach. And as soon as Cam started getting hurt and started missing games, he wasn't able to adjust the way he wanted to because the team was so focused on wrapping it around Cam's game, whether he was going to run or not, whether he was going to throw straight or not.
He's still 10 games over 500.
Yeah, but if you look at how Cam is, I think is like 2-15 or something like that in the last 16 games he's played. So it's like that's a damper on his record.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, but also I think like as a team, whenever you are built around one player, it's always a dangerous situation. Plus, the Panthers haven't been drafting that well. They don't hold on to people too often, and they just hit bad luck in December. I'm happy about it because it makes the NFC South an easier division to win in for my Saints.
Oh yeah, y'all need the help. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Ron Rivera is a legend. Like we know, such he lost that one Super Bowl, but he was a good fucking coach. He gambled every few times, like with a call or not. But
yeah, that's how they made it to the Super Bowl. They called him Riverboat Ron because he would just go for it on fourth down out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where he ends up. I had a guess that he was going to end up with the Cowboys, and we were talking about. I was talking to Joey, and he was talking about maybe him going to the Jaguars because if you can see,
shout out Joey,
yeah, shout out to Joey because you can see how good that defense would be with Tom Coughlin as a coach, and maybe Ron Rivera as the defensive coordinator. Because whoever doesn't know that's listening, Ron Rivera was part of that '85 Bears team that was just like straight legendary when it comes to defense.
Oh, he's going to New York.
Oh, well, he better not.
Yeah, he's going to New York. He's going to New York. I'm calling it right now.
Maybe because they have our old general manager over there in Dave Gettleman, so maybe there's something there.
Well, speaking of other news in football, the Army football team drops the motto of a white supremacist origin. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because first of all, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know the Army football team was going on like that. Sam was out here serving for a team that out here talking about God forbid.
Hey, we don't shut your podcast. Let's be honest though, like it was back in a time where you just didn't naturally just check and see where models came from. The Army's always been like hard charging, and we've always had some hard ass sayings that no one just questions because it sounds like legit and it sounds good.
Army strong.
It's the fact that they were alerted of something. They took the time to figure it out. Say, oh shit, they're right. We're dropping this.
Yeah, I think that's actually I'm gonna give credit to Cap here actually because I feel like that after him, I know, right? Yeah, you saw that coming, didn't you? But I'd say I give that to him just because of him kneeling and all that. And then I guess when the Army, as soon as they heard about it, they were just like, nah, we're just going to go ahead and nip this in the butt now.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, and that's not a bad turnaround too. Just a 2-month investigation, and they found out the motto and the kid's origin and all that.
Well, I mean, if you think about the organization too, the Army has a lot of black people and a lot of minorities in it. They know this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Army doesn't want to face no scrutiny over nothing. They're not going to take a chance.
There's definitely a lot of good old boys inside the Army too.
Yeah, but they're not going to publicly take a chance. Let's get that out right now. They ain't going to sit there and be like, yeah, we investigated and we found nothing and we don't care. That ain't the Army way. The Army way is we're going to investigate this because if news get out and we were in the wrong, it ain't going to look good on us.
Yeah, definitely. I wish the guy with the Redskins, he realized the same way the Army guys realized we could get rid of that name.
Look, the Redskins owner got a lot wrong with him. I don't think he like even gives a fuck. He's just like, they're making me millions. It's like, shut up and play. And don't forget, he also tries to pimp out the cheerleaders.
Oh, what
Wow.
You never heard about that?
No, I heard that. No, sir.
They fucking make the
Breaking news.
they make the Redskin cheerleaders like go to like functions in like short skirts and everything, and like
That is
try to have them like
wild.
flirt with like business partners and everything.
How is that not like?
How is that not a Me Too
what?
case by now?
Google it.
For real? That's
I don't want to.
Google that.
For real. That sounds terrible. That sounds god awful. Don't work for that, man, ladies, please. Last but not least for sports, wrapping it up real quick. Super Bowl predictions. Anybody got any?
Saints versus the Ravens.
Nasty. It's nasty. Just disgusting. I have three things of what I want and what I think and what'll be a fun one. Out of what I want Saints and the Patriots, so I can have that Breeze versus Brady finally,
Ooh.
since they robbed Breeze of having that last year.
Oh, for real.
You know,
That was yeah.
might as well just let him have that this time. And then the one that I think that'll actually happen, it'll be Seahawks and Ravens.
Oh, wow.
And then the fun one, I would say Texans and 49ers. That'd be super fun.
Texans are not going to no damn Super Bowl.
Hey, that's
We know the Ravens are gonna go. Let's stop. Like, cut the bullshit. Ravens are going. No one can stop them right now.
Oh yeah.
It's just
until the playoffs.
I don't know.
Until the
It's just gonna be who's in the NFC. Because the way I see it, San Francisco's hot. Fucking Seattle picked that shit up. They're good. If New Orleans can figure out their offense, will be fine. And those are it. Those are the three contenders.
I would just really hate for Lamar Jackson to end up like Cam Newton in the Super Bowl.
Oh no, it won't happen. I will actually tell you why it won't happen.
Why?
Key thing.
Because they're not going.
Lamar will slide, so he's not going to get injured that often. Secondly, he is very smart as a quarterback, and he can read a defense.
Oh, so can Cam. Don't be disrespecting Cam now. Cam can read a defense.
Yeah, but
I know I said some things about Cam a few minutes ago. That don't give you right, Mr. Saints fan, to just come in here and throw all kind of shade.
After that Broncos perfect hit, Cam ain't never been the same. I'm pretty sure he's concussed to this day.
Dressing weirder and weirder every day.
That man got some damage from that hit. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, but the Ravens aren't going to go.
Oh, man.
After they beat the Patriots, you already know Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are going to adjust. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to get Antonio Brown back right when the playoffs start. And they're going to have nobody to cover him. They're going to make all kind of adjustments. We already know.
I mean, we'll see though. We'll definitely see. Let's move on from there real quick, and just a couple of quick announcements for the gaming world. I don't know how many of you are Resident Evil fans. I am. Sam, are you?
If it's a good game,
Like 5 and 6 aren't really like well, I guess 6 isn't the greatest game, and 7 is like
yes,
cool. I guess.
Like, I was put it up until like 5.
Yeah.
And then 6
for
just
sure.
like, let me
I feel
down.
like 5 just made it too easy just because the co-op. That just made the game too easy. But I like the co-op, but it's like it's not as scary when you're with somebody else, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's still better than 4 where you like shit yourself every 10 minutes and then you just throw your controller down because you can't even do anything.
And the president's daughter just like, Leon. Oh my God, can you pick up a gun? All these guns in this suitcase, you can't pick up one?
Too much, man. Too much.
But apparently, the PlayStation Store has leaked the artwork for Resident Evil 3 Remake, which means that it's official, ladies and gentlemen. Just like we got a remake of Resident Evil 2, which is magnificent, by the way. If you haven't played it yet, go ahead and check that out. Maybe you can check out a YouTube video and watch some walkthroughs or playthroughs or whatever. It's a pretty entertaining game. But Resident Evil 3 Remake is officially happening. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. It's I'm sure everybody's happy because I think Resident Evil 3 is like a Resident Evil 2 and 3 are kind of like, I think, fan favorites, if I'm not mistaken. They definitely, added a lot of the lore. Nemesis is kind of like the poster child for Resident Evil as a whole. So I'm sure people will be glad to deal with that ugly monster again. And that's pretty much it for that. And then last but not least, Borderlands 3. I think we all played Borderlands to some degree or another. The first DLC is officially arriving in December 19th, which is like 2 weeks from now, I think. And it's going to be, it's like something about like robbing like this place that Handsome Jack stole from Mad Moxie. It looks interesting. It looks like it's going to be a whole lot of like casino stuff. So that'll be kind of entertaining. Probably some good jokes out of that too. Moving on from there now into music. I don't really want to do like music reviews specifically anymore, like as a whole, because at the end of the podcast, our new thing obviously is like, something you're messing with, But just real quick, I think this is kind of just an important conversation. Okay, this is kind of pertaining to two different artists that have passed away. First and foremost, XXXTentacion's new album just dropped today or last night, I guess. It's called Bad Vibes Forever. I listened to it already. I don't know if Daniel, have you listened to it?
I tried. I tried.
Okay. What about you, Sam? Did you listen to it yet?
Not yet. I haven't had a chance.
But the actual conversation I wanted to even have was just about what do you guys think about? I mean, we've kind of talked about or mentioned posthumous music before, but do you guys think that maybe this album is kind of overboard?
Like with his mom releasing his music and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like just the fact that there's so many features on the album.
Yeah, it's because it's making up for a lack of content on his part because he's not there to finish it. The last album, when they had Whoa, Mine and All, do I love that song? Yeah, but can I tell that he wasn't there to finish it out, so they used the hook again at the end? Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I have like mixed feelings about the whole situation just because I am a fan of XXXTentacion. He was actually my artist of the decade via Spotify. But my biggest thing is just kind of like I don't really understand why all these artists get on this on these songs and just keep in mind I've only listened to it like one time and I have a couple favorite songs or songs that I do actually like from the album. But I don't really understand why so many of these artists got on this album and just kind of said whatever, you know? Like no disrespect to a legend or to a goat, you know, whatever you want to call him, but Lil Wayne got on that song "School Shooter" and just kind of said stuff. Like,
I mean, that's what he's been doing the last 6 years anyway.
I
So
mean, yeah, but I'd be like, you don't think that? I guess something of like, I don't even want to say magnitude, but like X is kind of like one of like he'd probably be like the top of the class as far as like these up and coming rappers, right? Like these like from SoundCloud to like having a full fledged career and like just like all those like Lil Pump, Ski Master Slump God, Guap Dad, etc. There's a lot of those cats, right? Triple
right.
PNB Rock, whoever, but X was probably gonna probably had a good chance of being like one of the top guys in that class or whatever, right? So why would you choose to get on his last album that he's releasing posthumously, that well, not him, probably his label or whoever, and then just proceed to like spit garbage?
Well, I mean, when I heard all these people that were on it, the first thought was this: how many of these people were actually his friends when he was alive? And how many people are just jumping on here for the clout?
Wayne even said during his album, "Don't Cry," that he didn't know who X was
For real.
until that. So we know Wayne didn't know him. It's probably like a return of favor. Like they probably had a contract where they had to work together.
Nah, I don't feel like it's a contract. I feel like it's them. Like, oh, how are we going to make ourselves more relevant?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do the thing everybody else is doing and just hop on this XXXTentacion album.
I'm sure, and it kind of hurts too, just because when you look at his other albums, he doesn't have that many features on the tracks. It's like a feature overload, and I get it, like he's not there to finish the songs, but he's already like it has like the same vibe because all the songs are short, just like his music was when he was alive. I mean, heck, the only people I know that he even messed with at all a little bit on this list were Trippie Redd, PNB Rock, Noah Cyrus, and I guess a couple others. But like Joyner Lucas, I don't think he even knew him, but he had a track with him, and like that song's cool. I guess it's not like the greatest song I ever heard from either of the two of them, but it's all right. It's like it's almost like just doing stuff to do it, like to have it under your belt. Like, oh, I made a song with XXX Tentacion, even though he wasn't alive, and it's like, dude, like these songs are not great. Like my favorite song probably out of the whole thing was probably from Rick Ross and him, and like Rick Ross didn't even say nothing, but like at the end he like kind of like shouts out X and Nipsey or whatever, which I thought was cool. But it was like nobody on this whole album with like a real solid standout or really spoke to me like, dang, this is some dope lyricism. This person really complements XXX Tentacion's like style. None of that ever really happened this whole album. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, starstruck by any of these tracks or anything like that.
Yeah, I was super excited to actually hear it, just because I barely found this interview where he was talking about hertz, about the megahertz in music and all that. And he's talking about I can change people's emotions just by switching it to 432.
Oh yeah,
But the music is usually played at 440, and I was like, oh, he was messing with this stuff. I definitely need to hear his music, and so, but everything was kind of slow for me. You know how me and music, like you have to catch me from the first three songs, like,
yeah.
but it was like super slow. I didn't get excited until I heard there's like a Jamaica vibe to one of them songs. I was getting out the car and I was like, oh, whoa, I kind of like this one. The rest of the song needs to have it's something girl. I forget what the name of it is.
Hot girl, you gotta say it with the accent so that it's the Y sound. Girl, not girl. Girl.
Well, I wanted to try it, but your mom's in the kitchen now, so I didn't want to butcher it. I'm within throwing distance.
Damn, shoe comes on this
You have any thoughts about it though, Sam, or anything like you want to add on that?
of them doing his music while he's dead.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. A contract's a contract, but they should just let it go.
I feel you.
Don't. If you're gonna play an artist's music, after their death, let it be their music. No, don't have another artist like finish it.
Yeah.
Especially, if they wouldn't have like fucked with it while he was alive.
I almost want to say if you want to release sound bites or like unfinished clips, just release it as that. Just like XXXTentacion's rough drafts or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Like you release a song, just release them as clips and be like,
It looks desperate because think about like Prince. Prince is dead, right? Do you know how much music is still in Prince's vaults that he's never released?
oh, I hear there's hundreds of stuff,
Because
hundreds of stuff,
hundreds.
just like Mac.
Because he felt like they weren't good, or they were just unfinished. You know how many of those songs they put out?
I don't know how many.
Exactly. They're none. They haven't released nothing.
Yeah, that's one thing that rubs me wrong too. Is just I'm tired of people trying to make money off these dead artists.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like if this album was completely free, then okay. But don't be out here charging money for this by now. Like just let the fans have the music.
for sure, and especially like the merch. Man, it's kind of like nasty how much like it costs to just buy. Like I've been around for a while as an X fan and like buying merch from like his albums and stuff, and yeah, that stuff's pretty pricey now. So
It's because he's dead.
yeah, I know, right?
The studio keeps the money.
Moving on from there, last but not least for the music category, Nipsey Hussle. This last week, Black 100, I believe he's the manager for YG and Blueface, claims that Nipsey Hussle wasn't a legend. Says he's not disrespecting him, but says that he isn't a legend because of numbers and music. And a couple artists came to his defense, including Ti and Meek Mill. I think both of them said something on Twitter, and Ti actually looked up the definition of the word legend. And technically speaking, just for myself on here, the word legend actually does fit Nipsey Hussle. So
Yeah.
anybody who doesn't think he's a legend can fuck off.
Well, I would say, first of all, Wack 100's clientele includes Blueface and YG, so he's fucking around with a Crip and a Pyru. I wouldn't trust a damn thing to come out of his fucking mouth.
Well, you can't really say that because Nipsey,
Nah.
he had Blood homies and Crip homies.
Yeah, true, but especially with Blueface being called out a lot and disrespected, and they just sit there and take it.
I honestly think that the only reason why Wack 100 says it at all is because so I get what he's trying to say about the numbers or whatever, fine. And I actually had an argument about this, and I kind of wish I would have brought this to the show because it would have been a great discussion about it. Because I'm pretty sure all of us are going to be in agreement in saying at least that Nipsey can be regarded as a legend.
Yeah,
he can.
Yes.
Due to the definition of word, yeah, he was extremely famous. He got his nominee from the Grammys.
So the discussion I had was, or it was like a tweet or whatever that one of my boys put up on Facebook, and it said that like Soulja Boy is more of a rap legend than Nipsey, whatever, and we kind of got into like a back and forth talking about it.
Hey, my boy.
Shout out to Taylor A, or my boy Antoine, whatever you want to call yourself. He so I understood where he was coming from, and because I said that Soulja Boy's like legacy would be more due to like infamy and like like negative stuff because of like the last couple of years of his career, at least it's been pretty bad.
Soulja.
Well, I can tell you why I think Soulja Boy's legacy is more sealed, because in the era where dance music was popular, everybody had a dance. Soulja Boy had the dance. Right now, to the day,
he stated a lot of stuff to back up his claim, and I agreed 100%.
Yeah. If we were in the club right now and the DJ put on Crank That, how many people gonna run to the floor?
I don't know if people are gonna be running to the floor. It's gonna get like chucked like, oh, look at this
everybody's gonna be on the floor.
Only
I don't give a
people,
nobody say.
People 22 and under would be on the floor like that.
Nah, everyone's gonna be on the floor. I mean, yeah, some of us, our knees and our hips and ankles, we might be like rolling out of there in a damn ambulance because we older now. But shit, I can't say that. I see my grandma hit the electric slide before. We all good.
He's definitely done a lot, and especially like rapping on YouTube, social media, the blog stuff,
Soulja Boy was the original troll too. Don't forget that.
Original music downloads and all that stuff. So like,
but none of that stuff makes him a legend, though. What the stuff you're saying, Sam? Like, and
he pioneered.
Just because he did one dance, okay?
He pioneered.
Wait, what was he? What was he doing? What was he doing for?
It's definitely not just the dance. It's definitely the making. There's so many rappers online now. And that definitely stemmed from Soulja Boy. In that regard alone, he solidified a legacy.
But what was Soulja Boy doing for his community, though?
That is the thing.
Oh, my argument isn't that Soulja's more of a legend than Nipsey. It's Soulja Boy. Let me get my words straight. His status in the rap game, as a rapper in the community, the rap community, is solidified. Nipsey is a great rapper, no doubt about it. and his community, actual community help, building up his neighborhoods, opening up stores, giving people jobs, is going to cement him as a legend itself. The two aren't comparable because of what they did. But Soldier Boy, if Nipsey's a legend, Soldier Boy is also a
And
legend.
he's right, definitely absolutely right in that regard. Because there was nothing I could say back to Taylor A as far as like one numbers for Soldier Boy, and then like the impact he had on hip hop as a culture. And unfortunately, I was like, I mean, in that regard, you're right. And he even seceded and said, if you want to say that Nipsey's a hood legend, that's fine. But you can't say, but in his eyes at least, I'm gonna say it still. I don't give a damn. But he said in his eyes that Nipsey's not a rap legend and that, but he's a hood legend. I can see that, and I'm like, oh, okay, fine, whatever, to each their own or whatever. But I still would claim that Nipsey's a legend just because I think that if you have that kind of influence after death, because not everybody has that. Not everybody passes away and people carry on their legacy for years or for however long. People don't. Or not everybody gets that shout out at the end. People are still going to be talking about Nipsey next year. People are still probably going to be talking about him the year after that. Every year after his death, I'm guaranteeing there's going to be a song. Somebody's going to shout out Nipsey Hussle, at least people that were affiliated with him, or there's going to be a story about him, or they're going to talk about him in some regard. I feel that way about X. I feel that way about Mac Miller. I feel that way about Nipsey. Those are three legends I feel like that we lost in the last couple of years. Whether it's because their music was super hot or not, in some regard or capacity, they were a legend. They had mass influence. They did something to the world that affected a lot of people and garnered a lot of attention for it. So, to some degree or another, they're always going to be brought up. They're always going to be talked about, and even after their death. And that's why I feel like Biggie and Tupac are legends. They're great. I mean, they did a lot with their music, but like Nipsey not getting like like an actual Grammy or something, like that's not gonna count towards a negative towards him in like the long run when it comes to him being a legend or not.
Well, it's also, for me, it's outreach too. Nipsey's music to me was circulated amongst like a smaller group of people. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, he wasn't like a mainstream like rapper.
yeah, he was unsigned his whole career.
Yeah, if you fucked with Nipsey, you just fucked with Nipsey. That was it. You knew him. But any rando off the street, you couldn't just go up there and be like, "Hey, you know who Nipsey Hussle is?" And they would be like, "No." So, is he a legend? Yeah, he is. But also, he's not like this mega star legend. That's just like Big L. Big L's a legend.
Yeah, facts.
But most people don't know who the fuck Big L
Yeah, if you
is.
just ask anybody
Big L pioneered the whole fucking sound.
they're not gonna know who Big L is for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that like a connoisseur is gonna know his music.
Yeah,
But a lot of people aren't.
true.
Everybody knows who the fuck Soldier Boy is.
And unfortunately, yeah.
And that's because he went and put his songs underneath your favorite song's name. It made you download his shit. Soldier Boy was Hustler of the Year.
Oh man, for real. But that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, there's not really much news left. I'm saving one big thing for last, but not least. I should have said this earlier, but Robert Pattinson says Batman isn't a real superhero because he doesn't have superpowers.
He's damn right.
Facts.
I guess it's
I'm a Batman fan. Batman is not a superhero. You know what Batman is?
What? Rich?
A detective.
I mean, I guess. But so I saw this online. Somebody compare this because they're always being compared, Batman and Iron Man. So is Iron Man not a superhero either?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I guess. All right.
You know what Iron Man is? Is a rich boy with a toy.
A rich boy with a toy. Okay. All right.
I said it.
Technically, that's both of them.
Oh my god.
Just one has an actual heart.
You know what? Captain America. In my eyes, Captain America is not a superhero too because he doesn't have a superpower.
Okay, now you're getting crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Switching, so you got.
I mean, okay. We're not doing this right now. We're not doing this. Right now. Captain America's a superhero. That's nothing.
No, Captain America is a superhero. He's enhanced. He has some enhanced capabilities.
Yeah,
making him a superhero.
Yeah, I just rewatched the first movie of Captain America, and he dove under the underwater to catch that guy in the submarine.
Oh,
and he didn't even take a breath. I was like, bro, how long are you holding your breath?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's enhanced. He's a superhero.
In that movie, and like Infinity War, I think, and Civil War, Infinity War, Civil War, Infinity War, and Captain America 1 are like the biggest highlight showcases of like Captain America's like enhanced abilities. Like they are running like as fast as cars are going. In Infinity War, him and Black Panther were like at the front of the pack, like running up to like all the bad guys, and like they have like pretty average superpowers compared to a lot of other people who are way more super than them. And then of course, like him diving in the water, doing all that crazy stuff. In Civil War, him like getting the helicopter and keeping it down on the ground, like with just physical strength. Like damn, like You know, like, and it's crazy because it's like Spider-Man's way stronger than Captain America, but like Captain America can still do this. You know, like it's wild.
Who's faster, Black Panther or Captain America?
Black Panther.
I'd probably say Black Panther. That'd be my guess.
Racist. All right. But,
And real quick before we go, just Thanksgiving real quick. So I sent out Thanksgiving text to a lot of my friends, and I just want to kind of give a quick apology real quick because as we know, as we're getting older, we're obviously exposed to more truth in society and stuff, and like maybe things you didn't maybe not have learned in school, and maybe I picked up along the way. I mean, I know about like a lot of that negative stuff around it, but like I kind of like just tried to be, I guess, like friendly. I guess this is my weird attempt at being friendly, especially because I'm not a holiday kind of guy, but I like to eat food though. So I'm like, all right, Thanksgiving, I'm giving thanks for this food. You know what I'm saying? But what do y'all think about it? Because obviously, like, y'all both definitely sent me something back saying like, oh, like happy, like, you know, Native American Slaughter Day or something like that, and I was like, damn, son, like, I mean, you ain't wrong, but shit.
I mean, everybody who came to me during that day at work, I hit them with that same thing. Happy learning everything we can from a native group, and then starve them to death. They slaughter them, steal their land. You know.
apparently, the rules from Riddick are in real life too. You keep what you kill.
Oh my god.
I definitely didn't hear about that as a kid.
It's one of those things you learn. I talked to Sunny about it, and she noticed it too. All the history you learn as a kid is lies.
Yep.
They save the real history for you until you get into like college, and then you're like, damn, that's fucked up. But it's also like I told my friends, there's a lot of holidays we have that we can link back to Caucasians slaughtering or stealing land or something like that, or tricking natives out of something. It's what it is. Christmas, we celebrate Christmas. It's a holiday adapted into the Christian religion to get Europeans to celebrate it and become Christian.
Yeah, that started off as a Roman thing. Where it was the winter solstice.
Yeah, 4th of July, we're celebrating our independence by fighting and killing British soldiers. This really ain't got too much to do with black people, but we still celebrate it too. If you think about it, like, we're Americans and we talk about our ancestors.
They didn't give a damn about us. Why the hell am I celebrating 4th of July?
Like, my ancestors ain't had shit to do with that one.
For real.
It's funny how we started off in Thanksgiving, got all the way over here.
I can ruin I can ruin about 90% of the holidays on the American calendar. Trust me.
I just want to give a quick apology to everybody though. Like I have a Native American homegirl, and like I know some other Native American friends. So like, if I offended anybody, please, I didn't mean nothing by it. I'm not trying to go at you or your people. I meant no harm, no foul. Low key, I kind of just don't even want to celebrate the holiday anymore. I just want to eat food. Like, all right, we eating food, you know, because our brothers and sisters didn't get to eat food. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure something else out instead of Thanksgiving. Call it something else, or like do something else for it or something. I don't know. Anyway, last but not least on this list that I have right here, unless you guys have something else, George Zimmerman is trying to sue Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million.
Oh my goodness!
Let's make this real quick and clear and concise, right?
I just got to say one thing.
Go ahead.
What makes you think that family has $100 million to give you, fam?
That's definitely a thing. Other than that, I just want to give for lack of a better term, fuck you, George Zimmerman. I can't wait for you to forgive me. I can't wait for you to go on to the other side and get whatever's coming to you.
You're telling me this man killed the unarmed black teenager, beat his wife, beat his girlfriend he was cheating on his wife with, got caught for a domestic in the parking lot. That's a lot of lawsuits. That's a lot of money spent. That's probably why he's trying to see if he can get an easy one.
Probably.
$100 million. Don't forget, he was acquitted of killing Trayvon Martin.
Still so wild.
Yeah, which is wild. He's low on funds, and he thinks the court system's gonna have his back on this one.
Somebody gonna get him one day. We gonna forget all about him. He gonna stop wilding out, and somebody gonna get him.
This is the pinnacle of the American justice system.
Oh yeah,
right here.
Yeah, that's completely wild. $100 million. I mean, even though his mistakes are out there, like that don't make any of us any better. But I mean, we all got mistakes that nobody actually knows about. But definitely when you see out there what he was doing, like he's like it's like almost like he wants to die, like he wants somebody to come hurt him. If you got off, if you murdered somebody and got off, like disappear and stay gone. Like nobody even was worried about George Zimmerman, and then here he comes. Hey guys, remember me? It's just like we're trying not to.
You can't really say that. Snoop Dogg got acquitted of murder too, and put out tons of rap albums after that, talking about shooting niggas. So the difference is Snoop Dogg didn't go and sue that dude's family for $100 million.
Right.
Yeah. This is the same guy that went on Twitter and posted a picture of Trayvon Martin's dead body. So
Don't forget, one of his pictures sold for like 10
yeah,
grand.
let's not forget that George Zimmerman is a scumbag on the face of this planet. There's a lot more besides him, but he is definitely one of the scummiest scumbags on the face of this planet. And if an asteroid came and just reduced him to nothingness, it still wouldn't be enough.
What does J. Cole say? I ain't mad at that nigga, but if a plane crashed and it only killed his lame ass, I'll be glad it's that nigga.
Hey,
There it is right there.
yeah, for facts. All right, fellas. Last but not least, real quick, something you guys are messing with? Any games, music, movies, TV shows, whatever you got going?
I would like to play Call of Duty if my friends would actually invite me to Call of Duty because I know they see me online.
Wow, okay. Shots fired. Bang, bang.
Well, if you get you a KD ratio up, geez.
Hey. I went for all last. Did you blow me up like 3 separate times last night?
You were in the way.
And I swear I did better than both of y'all at least.
Every other match. Anyway, but is that what you shouting out Call of Duty? Is that what you doing, Daniel or Sam?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Call of Duty. That's just actually, if it's actually pretty good if people have stopped camping so much.
Oh, you lying. You ain't got a lot of the view to the listeners.
I'm trying to get me an endorsement out here.
What about you, Sam?
That was Sam. Wow. All black people looking like Taylor.
Man,
I can't even see y'all right now. Daniel, what about you? What you got this week?
Well, this week it's an old show, but I just found out about it. It makes me respect Romanoff so much. It's called The Americans. This TV show about I used to always see the commercials for it back when it was big, and I was just like, I'm not interested in that. But now I was so bored. I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and watch this real quick. Oh, look at that. What do you know? I actually like this.
Actually, I do have one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually sat down and watched Legion.
I heard that's pretty good.
Well, I watched Inhumans first, and I was like, this show is so shit that it shouldn't even existed. Why would they even have this shit on Disney Plus? So I went on Hulu, and they're like, Legion. I was like, let me see. And 7 hours straight just watching that shit. Each episode's an hour long, but
I heard that's really good.
My eyes were glued. It is a really good series, really good actings. Aubrey Plaza's in there.
Ooh, my favorite. One of my favorites.
Yeah, she plays a villain very fucking well.
I actually want to look into that.
I would 10 out of 10 recommend.
Oh, nice, very nice. For me, I'm gonna go out and recommend Mob Psycho 100. I don't know if our listeners have heard of that. It's another anime.
I fuck with Mob Psycho heavy.
Yeah, Mob Psycho super dope. Season 2 came out like a couple months ago, and I just finished it up. It was great. The content of Mob Psycho is so great because there's so much character development, and then just I like to think that Mob is autistic or on the spectrum in some degree because he's emotionless to some degree.
You don't understand that?
Is that what he's supposed to be? He's supposed to be autistic?
No, he's emotionless because if he lets his emotions go, he's a danger to everybody.
Well, I know that, but I thought it was more about he's not really understanding these things.
No. He understands. He just pushes them back.
Oh, okay. So I'm just misinterpreted that then.
Yeah.
I still think it's great.
Yeah. He just pushes it back because the one time he let it out, he hurt his brother. So he vowed not to let his emotions.
Makes sense, yeah. But even aside from Mob though alone, Reagan, his master, is an excellently thought of character. Even the character development that he had this season was phenomenal. As a person who just is a regular dude and just kind of hangs out with all these crazy psychics and stuff, bringing back the kind of the bad guys from season 1 and making them part of a new team of espers in season 2, super dope. There's just so much that happens in the show that is just beyond me, and it's just it's awesome. And even though One Punch Man is kind of cool too, I think Mob Psycho is just a little bit above it personally for me. So definitely check it out. It's hilarious. You're gonna get some laughs out of it. It's super entertaining. They have it in dub, so you don't have to just sit there and you don't have to do all that.
Hater.
I mean, if y'all gonna do a deep dive, I need you to just go ahead and say another current one because
it's cool.
Y'all did not tell me I can go longer. Okay.
Yo, they ain't gonna hit us. Go ahead, go for it.
Hold on.
No. I'm gonna make sure I say this, okay? Because everybody was looking crazy.
I'm gonna let you go. But before,
whatever, Cartier, go ahead.
Real quick, this is breaking news because this is wild as heck. Uber's safety report reveals that there have been 3,045 sexual assaults and 9 murders. I just want to throw that out there.
That's gonna be a next special one.
Through all that, I'm never taking an Uber.
That's what I gotta carry, bro. You gotta keep that thing on you.
Man, man.
Go ahead, Dan. You want to give somewhat of a deep dive?
No, I'm not giving a deep dive. I'm just going to give some more current things that I was actually into. You guys cut me off. I didn't know I was going to be able to have an extra 2 minutes to talk about
It
something.
was about
But
so we kind of got into it a little bit. That's it. I'm sorry. It's not supposed to be that kind of thing. We're just trying to share something, hype it up, and like let the listeners have it.
all
So
right.
that we can.
Well, I got 2 movies for you guys because I was watching some of these movies with my nephew over the Thanksgiving weekend on Netflix because I don't have Netflix, so I actually got to watch these things. But In the Tall Grass, definitely check that one out. And Rattlesnake.
I haven't heard of that one.
I would have let Daniel borrow my Netflix account.
Nah, it's all right.
Let him keep current with stuff, you know.
But it was actually great because my nephew was just like, "Well, have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, we can actually watch it together." You know.
That's dope. That's dope. But I guess that about wraps it up, guys, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, this has been another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Culture by the Uncultured. That's going to be one word. Also, don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud, and subscribe to us on YouTube at Culture by the Uncultured once again. And that's going to be multiple words. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Hopefully, you guys are going to give us 5 stars and leave us some comments on YouTube so we can kind of get that feedback ball rolling and, whatever you guys want to talk about. Also, be sure to visit our website, www.culturebytheuncultured.com. Catch you guys next time. Peace.